Hi, I'm Tyler Joho. This is my 2018 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. I wound up getting this truck brand new right after I moved to Phoenix. There was just way too much to do in the dirt and wilderness coming from California, and decided cars weren't the best option anymore, so special ordered this exactly how I wanted it. So the truck started off slow, Icon lift with some Method wheels and BFG KO2s. And it did well for a while, but the harder I drove, the faster I realized that it wasn't keeping up with how I wanted the truck to be. So started changing some suspension out. Wound up having some pretty good friends at Bilstein and Method that were interested in, using the truck for shows and demos. So it went to 8112 and 8100 Bilstein setup for suspension. And when Method initially helped me with a set of wheels, I was asking about tires because what I was on was not performing to what I wanted. And they put me in touch with a company I'd never heard of called Kenda. And me and Mike Higgs got a hold of each other and just kind of started going back and forth on what would be best for it. And we settled on, at the time, 285 7017 Kenda Cleaver RTs. And I've never looked back. They've done exactly what I've asked them to and then some. And honestly, I don't know why they aren't more popular. So initially it went from the 285s to another set of Methods for the new year. I changed the truck in some context at least once a year to keep something fresh. So that year, changed the suspension a little bit and then changed wheels and wound up running 33 1050s despite how much I wanted to run 1250s. At the, guide of Mike, he informed me that the 1050s would be a much better match for the truck and what I was doing because of basically the smaller contact patch allowed better force going up hills in certain areas, especially when aired down, whereas the 1250s would spread that load out and I would get more slip in what I was doing. And I won't tell him to his face, but he was absolutely correct. And then for the next iteration of the truck, it went long travel with fiberglass, and we decided, hey, let's stuff 35s under it because they'll fit, and continue to stick with 1050s just because of how well they performed. And honestly, I had no question about how much better they would do in a 35 size. And the truck, for the most part, just acts like a billy goat. It'll drive over anything that I point it at, and it'll slip sometimes, but that's just because I'm a little too lazy to air down and I go out with 40 psi. But when they're right where they want to be, I have no question that it will go over and tackle any terrain that I throw at it. Yeah, they wear incredibly nice on the road, especially if you keep up on your rotations. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest killer of any tire, really. But for what they are and their aggressive nature, very little road noise, super nice wear, long lasting, and I beat them up to the point where Kenda has asked me not to. They know the tires will take it, but they also like the truck to show up with good looking tires. But I'd rather have fun in the truck and really put them to the test. So the first set of tires I had on the truck were a very popular tire that everybody goes to because it's the tire everybody knows. And I had high expectations, and unfortunately I was extremely let down when I really started using them. And when I started in with Kenda, I had driven on other tires and other people's trucks, and I just wasn't as impressed, especially considering what those cost compared to what Kenda's are. And I don't understand why these are such a better tire for the money compared to your big name brands that from experience I just have been less than thrilled with. And I've gotten the same consensus from others once, you know, they drive on those for a while and they switch to something like a Kenda. And the first thing they say to me is, why didn't you tell me to do this sooner? And I tell them I tried, but they, you know, were set in their ways until they had a coming to moment, and they've never looked back, and I don't think they'll drive on anything other than Kendas from here on out. So if you're in the market for new tires, especially in the light truck market, I would highly recommend looking into Kenda Tire and finding your local dealer at kendatire.com and giving them a go. It's worth saving the money to the competitors to try something that I know you'll love. I'm Tyler Joho, and this is my 2018 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road, and I love Kenda Tires.